Hello YouTube fans, here again. And now I thought I'd do this one. Remember when sometimes I say I will repeat certain films I like? If I like the film, I'll repeat it. And I figure, what the hell? Now, as you know, may and may not know, this Friday is going to be an unlucky Friday. That means it's going to be Friday the 13th. Say that again. Friday the 13th. And it's have inspired me because I love these films. I've reviewed them loads of times and I figure, what the hell? Let's review it again. That being the original, the classic, original Friday the 13th, shot in 1980, starring a very young Devin Beacon, Adrian King, and Patsy Pine. And it's a dud-un. It's a dud-un. Now, we all know that the same producer that did this did another famous film, a very notorious film, that being Last House on the Left. That's right, The Last House on the Left, with the legendary Wes Craven. At the time, he was doing, after that Possessed, believe it or not, he was even doing porn, but with a anonymous name. There's a lot of directors did that. When they're down on the luck, they do a bit of porn. And he decided to go back into the movie business. And he started to do a lot of comedies. He felt at that time, a lot of the generation just wanted to see nice family films, nice comedies. But it was only after the Possessed of Halloween he decided, what the hell? When it got into the 80s, let's do my version of Halloween. And he decided to do Friday the 13th. And Friday the 13th is a dud-un. You could say it just has similarities in the opening. It starts off, it's based on the 1950s. I think it was, what was it now? Go right to be one. Yeah, 1958, I think. Go right and wrong on that. But yeah, it starts off in 1958. You've got a couple mating out in a camp. The lad gets killed. You don't see the dude get killed, but you got the idea her fate's going to be death. You see her steaming, and then it starts off, and what an opening. What a fucking opening. Right on it scene with Friday the 13th flying out at the stage, smashes that window, and it's an epic. It's an epic. You know what else I love about the film? You know what else I love about it? The music. The music now, everyone knows Friday the 13th, the music, you know. Shh, 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 ha, ha, ha. The only thing what gets on my nerves is, I remember there's a behind the scene, and it's Date, I've got it on the DVD, right? And the guy that did that music, Date died, everyone remembers the theme, but the only thing that got on my tits was his attitude. It's like, ka, ka, ka. In all fairness, it does sound like ka, ka, ka. If it's not ka, 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 right, fair the fucking enough, slap on the fucking hand. But it does sound like that, but everyone knows that iconic music, you know, shh, 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 ha, ha, ha. And it's legendary. I love it. I bloody love it. So you got the dude who's exciting, and he thinks he's going to be the main lead, and it kind of reminds me a bit of like they did in Psycho. You know what I mean? Janet Leigh, or Nightmare on Elm Street, the character called Tina. Reminds me of that because you've got the first dude walking around, and she's hitchhiking, and she's in a taffy, asking for a lift, and pays out of the locals and advising her not to go tramping, but she ignores them because she's thick. But yeah. And I like it, you know, you got the long Devin Beacon. The only bit that always pissed me off, though, is Adrian King and her fate. Adrian King and her fate. Okay, in the second one, you have Reverend Steele take the lead role, but, you know, it just pissed me off that. That's the only downfall I have. And the fact that they killed an animal. The scene where a lad, right, slices his fucking snake up, was a real snake, so it's there, you've got kind of fucking holocaust in your face. That's the only thing what is the downfall. But, and that's only in number 2. To me, you could just cut that scene out where Adrian King gets a spear in her head after all the shit she goes through in this one, and that would have been fine with me. No, give it a happy ending. Or not having in it. But the end of the fucking day, to do that just pissed me off in number 2. But that's only number 2, and I remember saying that on my last review. But everything else, I love. Now that does, it was censored down like most of the Friday the 13s. But you can get the first one now, and it's tap. The one scene, right, what got cut out was a scene where Devin Beacon's death scene, he gets a spear in the neck. Some of that was cut out where he's splurting blood out. Again, Don Safina. Remember when we reviewed the Paula? 1980, as we all know, Don Safina did Date, damn dud, practical special effects. And it's a dud iconic scene. If you ever get the DVD of Friday the 13th, what's the making? If you ever get that DVD with the making, watch it. It's a damn good biography of the film. It tells you everything, and I mean everything. It does it better than what I'm doing now. Because when Don Safini did that, an accident happened and he spilt blood. This was like, I think it was, could be right, could be wrong, but it was either sheep or pig's blood, one or the other, and it was spilt blood all over him, and he had to blow it with his mouth, and when he come out, it looked like fucking Carrey. I'm not being silly here. He looked like fucking Carrey. He looked like Silly Passy in fucking Carrey. To see where they put pig's blood all over her. You're gonna laugh at you. You're gonna laugh at you. That's what he looked like. He looked like fucking Carrey. Fucking Don Safini with blood on, try it all over him. But to blow all that blood, even the fucking director and the producers said that's a lot of hard work. So I salute Don Safini for that, to do that. And it's a good film. I love Friday the 13th. You know, it launched a lot of sequels. And I mean, I'm telling more about the film. You all know the story, right? You got people tamping. And long and behold, they all get bunked off in alternative ways. You got one where a dog gets an axe on her head. Remember the bonking scene with Devin Beakin and the dog? Very raunchy scene. I'm not going to say the rest, I don't want to be blocked. But you know, the famous bonking scene, and then the axe on the head. The scene I just said, Devin Beakin, spear in the neck. So I like the film. And there are bits where you can see Halloween in it, or you could say Baptismus, where you see the PV sort, and you got the idea of the killer's following them about, but you don't see the killer. You don't see the killer. And that's what made Friday the 13th. In my eyes, that's what made it, because it was a suspenseful, a whodunit murder mystery. Until it started to take away the mystery, because all the way through the film, you're thinking, right, it's got to be Devin Beakin, no, because he's got a spear in his neck. It's got to be his dub, the slutty one, no, because he gets a fucking axe on the head. Right, it's got to be that other dude, the one who's doing Stick Broker, no, Stick Binopera, sorry. No, because she gets killed off screen, but you see the aftershots. It's got to be the champer who fancies Adrian King as Harris, no, because he gets killed. So who the fuck is it? Oh, and the dude who's exciting, remember? She gets a false slit, again, damn good effect, by Don Safina. So you find out it's Patsy Palmer, who comes in almost at the last fucking minute. Asks Jason's mummy. And you find out it was all to do with a little boy, gold chasing, drowned in the 50s. And she's basically getting her revenge. She's getting her bloody revenge by killing off all the tampers. Which kind of makes me laugh, because if she's going to get her revenge, because they left a lad drowned, why is she not just going after the ones that tossed it? These are people who had nothing to fucking do with it. These are innocent fucking people. But I do like Patsy Palmer in it. She's Patsy Palmer, you know, an old actress from the 50s. She did a lot of, you know, teen family films. And this was like her big possessed in a lot of films, you know. She was down on her luck. And they offered her this role. And, you know, I kind of feel sorry for Patsy Palmer, really, because after the success of this, the film got a lot of stick. And she got a lot of stick. You know, she was the killer. And she got a lot of shit just for paying a killer. She was an actress. She's a fucking actress just doing a fucking job. But she got a lot of shit for it. But I do love it. I do love the scene at the end where Alice cuts her fucking head off and the head goes fucking flying about. Damn good practical effect again by Don Safina. And I love it, you know. But we all remember, right? We all remember the iconic nightmare scene. A Jane taken from Carrey, the famous scene where the hand comes out. Dana used that scene, right? She kills Patsy Palmer, right? And she's lucky. She gets away. She's on a boat. Got a nice bit of music. And you think it's going to be a happy ending. And you got the jump scare. You know, you got the little boy, Jason, jumping out, getting her. And then you find out it's a nightmare. Cops told her that all her mates are dead. And she says, what about that little boy in the lake? What little boy? He's too out there. And then you get the ending. End of movie. I suppose it leaves the sequel. What fucking annoys me, because they kill off her character, Adrian King, that made everything she went through pointless. But I say it, and I say it again. I don't hate the movie. I love the sequel. Damn good worthy sequel. It just pisses me off the opening. But I still love it. And I love it that much. It made a lot of sequels. But it was a big success in 1980. Made a lot of sequels. It was a lot of slasher films, that being the classic, the original, Friday the 13th. Into then, it's a good number for me, because I'm going to see you later. See you later.